What's going on, guys? Back again with another video on the Yeezys. As mentioned in my previous video, the unboxing of the 350s, I did say I'd be going into more in depth into how to actually buy the shoes, also give some kind of general information on the Yeezys, what I find kind of the main differences are between the different variants, obviously the 350s, the 700s and also the 500s. So yeah, obviously different people going to be watching this video, some people with a lot of knowledge on the Yeezys, some people probably don't have a clue at all and they're probably looking to buy their first pair. So I've decided to split this video into two kind of main sections. The first part is going to be general information in regards to buying the actual shoes, so that's going to be pricing, shipping, sizes, etc. So hopefully I'll cover all bases on that. Then the second part of the video will be actually how to buy them, so I'm going to split that into a different kind of subsection as well. So that'll be buying them manually, entering raffles, and also paying resale value. If you do know all about sizing, shipping, pricing, and you are more interested in the actual how to buy the shoes, then what I'll do is I'll put a timestamp on the screen now so you can skip ahead to the video and get to the part you're looking for. But yeah, getting straight into the video then, before I actually wanted to go into how to buy the shoes, wanted to discuss pricing, sizing, and also the shipping, as I've just touched upon. So the first point actually being the pricing. I see various prices on different websites for the shoes. Obviously, the different models are more expensive. I think the 500s are the cheapest, around 170. The 350s around 179, and then the 700s are 249. So different prices there. But also in regards to that for retail, different companies, different countries, they also sell the shoes for different prices on top of that as well. So that's something I wanted to dive straight into. So as I mentioned, the 350s, £179. If you manage to get them off Adidas or other websites that do supply the shoe, that is what you should be paying. I have seen some places pay about £20 more, so more kind of £199, £200 for the shoe. It all depends on what, you know, if you're happy to pay a little bit extra, then that's not a problem. I have seen some places in the EU and whatnot paying, offering the shoe for 250. I saw the 700, going for kind of 300, 350. If you're going to do that, you're best off just paying resale and getting it from a different website, because you'll manage to get it cheaper than that anyway. The second point that I wanted to touch upon is obviously shipping. This factors into the price of the shoes, obviously. If you manage to get the shoes from Adidas, like I have on my two shoes in front of you, Adidas are really good, so they do free shipping, so no matter where you are, manage to buy them, they include shipping in the price. Various other places, I've seen places again in the EU, like Foot Store, obviously Yeezy Supply being one of the main ones as well. They don't include shipping, so shipping on top of that, you're looking anywhere from in the EU being around an extra £20 to £30. If you look at Yeezy Supply, when you get to checkout, it's a bit of a joke with those guys. So they're looking, you know, you minimum around an extra £50, but getting it from the US as well, another thing you need to watch out for is tax income. So as soon as it comes into the UK, you'll get a tax. That is normally around 10 to 15% of the value of the shoe. So just for kind of, sake, if you manage to pick up a shoe for around £200, then you are going to be looking around an extra £20-30 on top of that, on top of the shipping as well. So you're looking towards almost paying an extra £100 on top of the actual shoe. So that is something you do need to factor in. Sizing, that's obviously a big one with Yeezys. A lot of people ask various different questions. Obviously a big question mark over the Yeezys is, you know, what size should you be getting? Are they true to size? Does it make a difference if you're wearing thick socks? You know, if you wear trainer socks, or even if you wear no socks, does that make a difference? Can you take out the inner soles? You know, can you get the true size to your feet and then take out the inner soles? Another big question, do the sizes change from the 350s to the 500s to the 700s? And I suppose the quick answer is yeah, they do, 100%. So the sizing always changes. As most places don't offer refunds as well, this is something that I would, you know, it's one of the most important things, because if you do get the shoes wrong, then you're going to have to either sell them or you've lost your money, really. So in regards to the sizing of the shoes, I will put graphs on the screen of how shoe size conversion rates manage. Obviously, US sizes, EU sizes, UK sizes are all different. So we'll put a graph on there so you can have a look to see what the different sizes are. But kind of general initial thoughts that I'd say you definitely need to do with the 350s, not true to size, definitely minimum go up half size. I do have some friends that do get their size because they do like a really tight fit, but for me it's just too tight. Getting the true to size, I'm a size 10. If I got a 10 in the 350s, I wouldn't be able to wear socks, and I'd have to probably take the soles out as well. To me, it seems a bit pointless. Go up half a size, I've got a 10 and a half, which is still quite tight. So if you like loose shoes, definitely suggest going up even a full size. In regards to the 700s, I think they are true to size, so I would suggest just go in for your normal shoe size. Again, I'm a 10, so I got a 10 in those. They're a little bit tight. I wouldn't say they're too tight. They're pretty much fine for me. Again, it depends on whether or not you do like that loose fitting shoe. If you do, probably got half size, I'd suggest for the 700s. So moving on into the second part of the video, then this is going to be more of the case in regards to how to actually buy the shoes. I'm going to split this into 3 different sections, as I mentioned at the start of the video. The first one being buying at retail. So as I mentioned, managed to get both of the pairs in front of you at retail, got them both off adidas.com. So the way it works with those guys, they normally open a waiting room about 15 minutes before. They normally launch at around 9 AM GMT. So 15 minutes before, get yourself on the website. It then opens, it logs you in, it comes up with a loading screen, and then it comes up, tells you all the sizes that are available and whatnot. And then should you be obviously get the opportunity to buy them, you will then be processed to the next stage where you can buy the shoes. One thing that people do ask me is refreshing the page, does that make a difference? I'd say no, definitely do not refresh the page. Main reason why I say this is because it has an automatic refresh of 30 seconds when you're actually in the waiting room. So if you refresh it, it might boot you out. I'm not sure how it works in terms of logs or whether there's a queue, but if you refresh it, I presume you'll be thrown straight to the bottom of the list. So definitely just wait in the waiting room. It refreshes automatically. Don't bother doing it yourself. Question that I get asked about Adidas is obviously one thing they do is they track cookies. So a lot of people have said, let's open multiple tabs, kind of spread your bets, make sure that you've got as many tabs open as possible. This doesn't work. As I mentioned, they do track cookies on your on your browser. So if you do that, especially if you've got kind of 5-10 tabs open, it's probably going to get you banned. So it's definitely not advised because it's probably just going to kick you off. You're probably not going to be able to buy the shoe, and it's just not ideal. So if you're going to do it on one computer, just use one tab. However, there is another way around it. I don't do this myself, but some people have touched upon it. There's probably a better video and I've seen that explains it fully. I'll put that link in the description, but it's in regards to the IP address. So obviously Adidas, as I mentioned, they track cookies, but they don't track the IP address. So as I've said, you can't open multiple windows. However, you can use multiple devices. So if you've got an iPad, a laptop, a phone, you might have multiple of each of those devices. You can do that. You can also add additional Google Chrome users that use different IPs on your computer, and you can do it that way, but I don't know too much about that, so I know there's a video below that will help you out. Yeah, going into the second part of kind of the buying the shoes, this will be Raffles. So personally, I think this is a good way, again, to kind of spread your bets, make sure that you do get the shoes. Obviously, I always say to people, make sure you go on Adidas, try and get them for retail on the day. But if not, enter as many raffles as you can. The best 5 that I use, I'll put on the screen now, which are obviously End, Browns Fashion, JD, Foot Locker, and also Foot Shop. Foot Shop is an EU country, so it's based in the EU. So you do have to pay taxes and shipping for that. However, it is, it's kind of a last solution if you do fail to get the shoes anywhere else. But obviously the way the raffles work, End's a little bit different, but on the other ones, so obviously Browns and JD, whatnot, you basically enter your shoe size, enter your email address, enter your phone number. They'll contact you within around 3 hours of the release and say whether or not you're fortunate enough to obviously get the shoe. If you do, you then just give them a call, reply to their email. They'll take the money out of your account. They'll send you the shoe within around 5 days, and you're good to go. The reason why I said End's a little bit different, I've managed to get them on End before. They take the money straight away out of your account. So with the other places like JD and Browns, once you actually win the raffle, they give you 7 days to claim the prize. So if you win the shoe and then you decide, you know what, it's not for me, I don't want the shoe anymore, you don't have to buy it. You know, you've not lost any money, and they can just give it to someone else. Whereas with End, you win the raffle, you're getting the shoe. You can't do anything about it. So it's fine for me because I would never go into a raffle if I didn't want the shoe anyway. But I have seen some people who have, especially with the 700s, they've entered into the raffle for End, got the shoe, won the raffle, and then said, you know what, actually, I don't want the shoe. What can I do? Especially with the 700s with a resale going, you know, straight down, that can be a little bit of an issue. So, especially if you are entering the competition, and make sure that you 100% want the shoe before you enter the raffle, because the money will come straight out of your account. And moving on to the next section, which is kind of the third and final way of getting the shoes, which it seems like a bit of a stupid thing to mention, but obviously it is a good way to get them. If you try getting them on Adidas and you've tried entering the raffles and you have failed, or if you just can't be bothered with that, you can't be bothered sitting in queues, you can't be bothered waiting in waiting rooms to get the shoes, and you don't want to enter all these raffles, and you just want the shoe and you're happy to pay above retail, and you're happy to pay that resale value, then obviously there are lots of websites out there that do offer shoes for a resale value. The best one for me, the only one that I would use, is obviously StockX. I'll put a screenshot of their website on the video now so you can have a look. But yeah, this is a really good way. They've got everything on there. They've got the 350s, they've got these 700s, the 500s, they've got all the different ones. They've got Jordans. So yeah, that's always a good way to get them. Obviously, you know, if money isn't necessarily your priority, you're not looking to resell the shoes, and you know you can't be bothered with the previous methods that I have mentioned, then yeah, it is your best option. I have got some friends who literally just wait on there, you know, as soon as it hits StockX, they buy the shoe, pick it up, you know, they might pay £100 over retail, but they're not bothered, you know, it saves the hassle. It is a good way, obviously, to do it. For me, you know, I've not really struggled in raffles and obviously paying retail, so I always do kind of stick to that. But that brings us to end of the video. I hope I've touched upon all the main points, and I might have gone over it a little bit too fast. I've tried to give you kind of a slight in-depth view into the sizing, obviously the best places to pick them up, how to actually get them, whether you get them on the website, whether you buy them in raffles, and obviously if you pay over retail prices. But yeah, I'm hoping that I touched upon most of it. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section. I'm as promised in the previous video as well, I'm going to be doing a full unboxing on the 700s. I've not actually managed to wear them yet, but obviously moving on from the 350s, I am going to be following up with the 700s. I'm also going to be doing a bit of a Supreme haul. I managed to pick quite cool stuff up from there recently, so I'm going to be doing a full video on that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you've got any additional questions, feel free to ask me below. But yeah, I hope that's giving you some insights into obviously the Yeezy guide, you know, in regards to various things that I've touched upon, but also, you know, the main thing being how to get them. So yeah, let me know, like and comment, and thanks for watching.